Hi, I'm going to be talking today about makerspaces in the school library, what they are, why we should have them, and how to get started. So let's start with what is a makerspace? According to Makerspaces.com, a makerspace is a collaborative workspace inside a school, library, or a separate public-private facility for making, learning, exploring, and sharing that uses high-tech to no-tech tools. Makerspaces can and will look different depending on the resources available and the population the library is serving. They are a place where creativity is fostered and lifelong learners are developed. Makerspace in school libraries. The school library's makerspace is a space where students can tinker, explore, create, and collaborate. It is a space where students can make their own discoveries as well as work together to find solutions. They should have access to a variety of tools and materials to spark creativity and problem solving. There is not a one-size-fits-all approach, which is actually pretty amazing if you think about it. The space should reflect the learners, or rather the makers, that are in a particular school. Makers in the school library. Randina explains that makers are so many things. They can be bakers, engineers, computer programmers, builders, artists, and inventors. There are so many possibilities. The makerspace should reflect the makers in the school and also use the resources that are available. 3D printers are great. High-tech technologies and equipment, wonderful. But Legos and cardboard can inspire creativity and problem solving too. This is someone building with Duplos, which would be a great place to start with an elementary school makerspace. So why should we have one in our library? In today's world, many schools have STEM or STEAM labs, coding programs, and art studios. Why should the library have a makerspace? Won't that take away from our books? The answer is no. In fact, if more students are engaged in the library, they are more likely to be encouraged to read and be more active in all the library has to offer. The library is about inclusivity. Not all students take all of these classes or get to participate in clubs such as robotics, but the library is open for everyone. According to Farkas, the beauty of offering STEM education in the library is that it's a neutral space where students are not being graded for their participation. Libraries are rarely hamstrung by rigid curricula and thus can focus on what most interests children. In less affluent communities whose schools may not have the funding to offer Lego robotics clubs and the like, the library may be filling a major void. The library is a way to reach students who may not have the opportunity otherwise, but also reach students without the pressure of grading. It gives students the opportunity to freely explore and pursue interests they may not otherwise get the opportunity to experiment with. So, just because some classrooms are working on STEM skills, it doesn't mean the library shouldn't. Classrooms and libraries can collaborate to further enhance teaching our students 21st century skills. Educators need to work together to address multiple literacies. However, nothing can replace the freedom of exploration and judgment-free zone the library can provide. The benefits of makerspaces in school libraries. The why. According to Mann, the U.S. Department of Labor states 65% of today's school-aged children will grow up to work in careers that do not currently exist. According to Smith and Wong, President Obama recognized that American students needed to grow in the fields of STEM, that's science, technology, engineering, and math. Our 21st century learners need different skills to stay current and viable in today's world. Libraries have shifted to encompass more than just reading. Information literacy in the library. According to ALA, information literacy is a set of abilities requiring individuals to recognize when information is needed and have the ability to locate, evaluate, and use effectively the needed information. Mann states it is no longer enough to only focus on the information retrieval side of information literacy. She goes on to explain that librarians need to include the power of the maker movement to assist in people's information needs. The skills honed in making and exploring are the skills that can be used over and over again. These are information literacy skills. These can be technological. They can be about so many more things than just our reading literacy. Adapting to the times. The American Library Association has recognized the skills our 21st century learners need. In their new standards, they state, in recognition of these demands, the American Association of School Librarians has developed learning standards that expand the definition of information literacy to include multiple literacies, including digital, visual, textual, and technological, that are crucial for all learners to acquire to be successful in our information-rich society. So how Makerspaces address our 21st century needs. In Makerspaces.com, the skills developed in Makerspaces are described as hands-on learning that can help not only with critical thinking, but in building the confidence students need to experiment and fail so that they can keep learning. Literacies and skills that can be worked on in a makerspace can be, but are not limited to, electronics, 3D printing and modeling, computer programming, coding, robotics, and woodworking. All of these skills teach 21st century students how to learn, how to access information, and how to apply the information. These skills fall right into the descriptions the ALA has set forth to help develop lifelong learners. So makerspaces create lifelong learners. How to create a makerspace. This can be an overwhelming task. There are so many cool things to expose our students to. Where should a librarian begin? Luckily, the best way to start a makerspace is to do just that, start. Begin with an after-school making club. Investigate ways to establish a culture of making using low or no tech resources, or weave making into instruction when teaching. Students will strengthen their information literacy skills, the 21st century skills they need to survive in this world, no matter how small of a beginning. Thank you so much.
Support with the music and my grenade. And again.